We are back for episode 4 of the Getting to Know Me series with me, Nicky Watt, and I'm with my co-host, Mark. You might have seen the video drop yesterday that I did. It was my top 5 podcasts. Were you surprised with my number 1? Let me know in the comments below. What have you got for me today?
Right, okay, so today, top it up. Your top 5 sports.
Sports or sportsmen? Sports?
Sports.
Okay, cool. Sports. Okay, so I've been writing a few little things down, and it's quite hard because I'm a sport lover. So I could, women's high jump, men's 100 meters, shot put, like these are all things I'm not thinking about, but would sit and watch all day long. Horse racing didn't make my top 5. Love the GGs. Like, I could have went loads of different ways with it. But I will give you my number 5, and it is Formula One, which I think probably surprised a lot of people. I know there's probably a few of you watching right now. We've got some motor racing fans. I was never massive on it, especially when Lewis was just running away with it. I mean, I used to watch it all the time as a kid on when Schumacher was racing, Damon Hill, and all those guys. But then, I watched Rush, and then I watched some stuff about James Hunt, and then I'd tune into a race every now and again. And then the next Netflix series came out about F1. I was all up in that, and then since then, for about the last 3 years, I've been watching it quite religiously. It's way more competitive this year. Max is stud. It's good to see Lewis get a test, but he still shows what a beast he is. Everyone says, "Oh, it's the car. The guy can drive, man." Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're in like the swankiest spots with the hottest chicks and the fucking fastest cars. Like, what's not to like?
Wow, wasn't expecting that.
All right, what else have you
got? Number 4, what have you got for us?
Rugby, love it.
Good.
Six Nations is my favourite. The guys are killers. I also like a bit of rugby league because those boys don't mess around. There's no kicking the ball away. You have your 5 tackles and you get smoked every time, and I love that. I love the physicality of it. Obviously, we know what's going on with concussions and stuff, but the top 5's not somewhere to start chowing down on concussions. But rugby is great. Jonah Lomu was one of my idols growing up. All Blacks, absolute tank of a human. Loved him. Amazing player, amazing athlete. Sadly deceased at 40. But hey, what are you going to do?
So, do you have a favourite team in rugby?
No. No.
Just appreciate.
Yeah, I just love the game. If it's probably it's the most likely sport I would have played if I didn't play ice hockey. I mean, I played school. I got offered to play for the first and the local top league, but I could never risk it with ice hockey. I went to trial, broke the coach's nose at trial. I hit him with my shoulder in the nose and broke his nose. And then on the next drill, he smoked me, and I jumped back up. And then at the end of practice, he came and was like, "You want to sign?" I was like, "No." Right. What number was that?
So that was 4. So that means we're on number 3, please, sir.
And this is a split. I didn't want to put them in 2 different categories, even though they're 2 different sports. But mixed martial arts and boxing, I wanted to keep them together. I love both sports. I think they're both fantastic in their own right. I'm way back in more into my boxing at the moment than I've probably ever been, and MMA is getting exciting again. There's some brilliant champions. Israel, Usman. These Nigerian dudes are African dudes are killers. You got Ngannou, the heavyweight champ right now, is a fucking machine. Who doesn't want to watch him punch people in the face? Like, it's entertaining. And then the boxing side of things, other than you got your Tommy Fumbles and Jake Paul fiasco, his old man saying he's going to be bumming his missus and all sorts of shit. Like, it's been a crazy few weeks for boxing, but we've also had like Plant versus Alvarez. We've had Fury versus Wilder. We've had Usyk versus Joshua. It's a good time for boxing.
Definitely, I'd agree with that. Right, so that leads us to number 2.
Golf. Ping, obviously golf. Had I started playing earlier, it could have been number 1, but I think the number 1's going to be very obvious today. The number 1's going to be very obvious today, but golf is a very close second, and I love how challenging it is. I love how hard it is. I love that you could be fucking great for 3 holes and then look like you've never played golf on the fourth hole. It's just you have to be dialed in to play well. You have to be dialed in. Not only that, if you want to go for beers with the boys and make it a fun one, you can do that. Then there's the society side of things where you get to meet a whole bunch of guys you don't know, similar sort of like ages and passions and stuff to you. And I never was much of a shiny kit junkie when I played hockey, but the clubs and just all of it, I love it.
I got one for you then. So, I'm not a golf man myself, but to play is fun. Are you one of the, do you like both playing and watching? Or is it just playing?
Yeah, watching these guys because they make it look so easy. It's almost like tennis. You watch tennis, you think, oh yeah, cool. That's all right. If you try to return a serve from Andy Murray, you would have fucking zero chance because you do not have a 0.4 second reaction rate. You're not trained to have that.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods hitting a ball from 180 yards to a foot of the pin more often than not is nigh on impossible for Joe Bloggs. They do it. They make it look so effortless and easy, and that's what I love about the sport. Like you watch the pros go around, and it's like it's phenomenal. The skill, the talent, the hours and hours and hours of hitting balls, shaping your shots, learning how to play off of different terrains. Like I'm still learning all the time. Like listening to some of the YouTube videos about, for example, which way is the grass facing? Is the ball in the grass facing you? Is it going towards the green? Like if the ball's above your feet, if the ball's below your feet, if it's this, if it's that. Like there's just so much to learn. It's actually insane how much there is to learn. And you can get good. You can get good, and the better you get, the more fun it is. The better you get, the more frustrating it is because you know that you're better than some of the shots that you're making. And ultimately, it's down to you. There is no team behind you. If you fuck up, it's on your head. So be it. And I like that.
Happy days. So that leads us to number one. I think we can all guess, but come on, surprise us all. What is the number uno?
Synchronized swimming.
Doesn't surprise me.
I like the leotards and the nose clips. No, ice hockey. Obviously, it was my day one bread and butter, and some way, shape, or form will always be involved with the game until the day I die. So, yeah, it's ice hockey all day for me. And I just wish more kids in this country would give it a go. I wish that there was more funds to make it accessible for kids to have a go. And, build on the fact that the senior team have been in the World Championship top pool now for this will be 3 years in Finland next year. Build on that. Let's get some grassroots. Yeah, huge achievement for a nation like ours. I do feel kind of worried that if we get out of that division, we might never get back because we've seen it. It was 94 the last time. The boys have done exceptional. We're going to be missing Kirky, so guys are going to have to step up. But yeah, now is the time to grow the game. The women had a huge success in crowds, biggest crowds ever at the World Championships. There's a success story at the Ozone with the continuous tournaments every week. So there is things happening, but yeah, ice hockey is my true love. It's where I met my best friends, and it's where all my stories that I can't tell you are. I can't tell anybody. Not on my business, not on my business page. I'd never have any fucking clients. But that being said, that was my top 5 sports. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bells, all that usual jazz. And we will be back with episode 5. See you then.